First of all, I want to talk about Benji Marshall. He's in
Yeah.
a bit of a situation where it's looking like he's going to be dropped for the last two games of the season. I'd actually like to know what everyone thinks. If you think he should be dropped for the last two games or send him out on a bit of a high, even though they're not going to make the semis, leave him in there to kind of have his swan song. Or do you think Blood, Young, Drew Hutchinson will give him some more game time and get him used to, first grade more so, some time under his belt, so next year he's better for it? In my opinion, I probably think after what Benji's done to the game in his generation of football, he's basically changed the way people attack in a lot of ways. Kids were running around doing the Benji step, and it's changed the game forever in that
Doing the
regard.
flick
Passes and playing that real hot brand of footy. I'd like to see him go out in first grade. I don't think there's any point him playing reserve grade for his last two games if he's struggling to find a club. I think it'd be a good thing for them to leave him up there. They can't make the semis anyway.
Well,
Anyway, let us know what you think. What do you think?
Well, no, it would be different if the team was differently placed. It was in the 8, and they wanted to keep their position in that 8. But yeah, look, any player, and there's a lot of players, Jamie Lyons and Michael Ennis that are retiring as well. And it's this time of year, every year, that there's a couple of 2 or 3 players that have been a real part of the game.
Yep.
That are retiring. So I think definitely that they should let him play, considering the position that St George are in, on the ladder. That they should, if they've got an opportunity, players like him got the opportunity to leave the game in the right way.
Yeah,
it should be done. Yeah,
I don't think Drew Hutchinson's going to be it's not playing these 2 games in first grade isn't going to mean that he's a world beater next year, or because he's got 2 games under his belt. I think that's more important in my opinion anyway.
Yeah, no, I agree.
To send out a guy who's done a lot for the game in in his career on a high, so to speak.
Absolutely. And
unfortunately,
Jamie Lyons got looks like he might be playing again because he's got a hamstring problem.
Yeah, prematurely ended his career.
Yeah, I mean, he's like he's been there for years, and
he has.
Well, yeah, I mean, for a lot of years, a lot longer than what it seems, and his hammy's just apparently just falling apart.
Yeah, when you get a bit older too. I never had hammy problems, but when I attempted to come back with Cronulla there, my back was gone, but the hammies just kept twinging, and I'd never had that problem before. But anyway, it's What a player, both of them guys. Jamie Lyons has been around for so long.
Well, he was at Parramatta for 70 games, and all of a sudden he disappeared. He wanted to get away from the game, and then he went back to Narrabri, where he come from.
Yep.
And then for a couple of years, and all of a sudden he popped up in the English Super League.
Yep, he did.
Played something like 90 games.
Yep.
80 games for St Helens.
And he came back to
224 games for Manly.
Wow.
Unreal.
So how many games in total?
Total of 357.
You're joking.
Yeah,
so not only is he in the 300 club, he's right over it. Hang on, 357 including rep games?
No, that doesn't include rep games.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, his rep games. He's 10 State of Origin matches and 8 tests for Australia.
Yep.
So that's an add-on to that. And 168 tries all up.
He's definitely been a stalwart of the NRL.
It was only a couple of years ago that I was thinking that this guy's just evergreen. He just keeps playing the same way, plays strong. And these last couple of years, the age...
Just slowing up a little bit. You lose a little tiny bit of pace, and you don't think it's that too much, and it's okay at training, but when you get to that game speed, you've got these young guys, they're just so fresh.
The game leaves you behind.
They're so fast that even a millisecond off your normal, say, time you're doing the 40 metres makes all the difference, because this really is a game of inches. Brian Smith always said that. Another thing on Jamie Lyons too, people don't realise, they say he walked out on Parramatta, well, he kind of did, I guess, but to his credit, the reason he left, and I don't know if a lot of people really know the truth, the reason he left is because he didn't see eye to eye with Brian Smith.
I've heard that story. Is that true?
Yeah, well, he wasn't enjoying being coached at the time by Smithy. Now, to his credit, he could have very easily gone to the media and saved his own skin by, people saying, oh, you're a dog, you dog Parramatta, you just walked away, no explanation, whatever they wanted to say. He could have very easily went to the media and just said, I don't like the coach. I'm not enjoying the coach. And everyone would have turned on Brian Smith then. Yep. He kept his mouth shut. He just went away from it all. And he got hammered. In a perfect world, he was a young guy. In a perfect world, he probably could have maybe rang a few of the boys and just said, this is what I'm doing. But instead, he just turned his phone off. I've been in situations like that. I've done the same thing. So I can't really say he's a bad person for doing that. I actually admire him for not putting shit on what he thought of Brian Smith at the time. And not that he thought anything bad. I just don't think he was really enjoying his footy under Brian Smith. So, as sour as it was when he left Para and the way he did and didn't really speak to anyone, I kind of think it's a cool thing that he didn't go to the media about Smithy.
Yeah, no, absolutely. He did what he wanted to do, and he got away from the game. It was in his head too much.
And to this day, he's never said anything about it.
Yeah.
So he's carried that. He's a dog tag with him from all the Para fans for so long. But there's always a little bit more than I guess people lean on sometimes.
And
but
Robbie can't play reserve grade.
no, he doesn't qualify. Robbie Farah does not qualify for the Reggies. So
It's a shame.
well, it's a shame, but if I could be honest, I really think that he would be happy about that.
You think? Yeah.
I think so, because you think, like, imagine you start the season, like pre-season in first grade. We played 7 years of first grade, and then, you get dropped because of poor form in the eyes of Jason Taylor, and, your team are not going to make the finals, and they're all going on Mad Mondays and their holidays, and all the guys you played with all those years are finishing up, and it's your last year, you're not going to beat the Tigers next year. Do you really want to be sweating it out for reserve grade? While your mates are on holidays and stuff, and you're not enjoying those moments with them for your last year. It's all those circumstances would lead to me believing that deep down, I reckon Robbie would be slightly happy that he doesn't qualify. I don't know, I could be wrong, mate. He could bloody see this and say something else.
It's a fine line, isn't it, when you've been playing in the NRL for so long, and then you want to go out the right way.
Yeah.
And depending on injury and depending on form and all that sort of stuff, where Benji and Robbie unfortunately won't be able to see it out the way that they deserve to be put out.
Yeah.
And Michael Ennis, he's an opportunity to going to make the finals. They could win the grand final. Could be a perfect scenario for him. So it's just there's a fine line between how you go out and in style, or it's a little bit different, isn't it?
Definitely. Yep. No, well said. All right. So moving on, what are the issues that you want to raise with the NRL judiciary?
Well, I just think it's just a joke. Lots been said about it lately, but. You look at Fritzy, my mate Fritzy. He got a week for touching the referee.
Yep.
And then Sam Cassiano, and it's been pretty well documented, the kick to the face. He knew he was there.
I reckon. Yeah.
Oh, most definitely.
He's a good guy. I just reckon
he wasn't in that moment.
No, not in the moment. Like, rugby league, frustrated.
Yeah.
Playing footy, get the shits.
And he's got a bit of that frustration in him. He lashes out. He's got a history of that. But, mate, you know where someone's got you around the feet. You know where his head is.
Yeah.
And he's lashed out. That was totally wrong. For me, I would have given him 6 to 8 weeks.
I thought he was going to get 6 weeks because
absolutely. And he got 1 week more than Frizzell.
Yeah, that's where the judiciary fail. They in the grand scheme of things, they don't realise that some of the decisions they made a couple of weeks earlier. It makes them look absolutely ridiculous, when they make these decisions. And it makes the game look bad, because anyone from the outside looking in, whether it be potential sponsors or whatever it is, and just potential fans, you just think it's bullshit, eh?
Yeah, it is. It's just not. There's no continuity in it.